Ready? This is it. This is history.
All right, here we go.
The way we channel Spanish music and jazz is through sketches of Spain.
The Sketches of Spain was like an epiphany for me. Not only was it Gil with that great combination of orchestra and Miles together, but it was also hearing Miles explore his love for the Spanish feel and the Spanish culture.
You can feel the freedom he felt playing soleas or saetas or even the pan piper.
Miles Español is an examination of the music that was influential to Miles Davis, that was associated with Spain. And we wanted to examine the influence of Spanish culture on the music he performed.
This is Bob Belden's massive concept. Musicians that used to play with Miles Davis collaborating with Latin and Spanish musicians.
Miles is a term used for you play like Miles. It sounds like Miles. It's not him, it's a sound. It's an iconic thing. It's an attachment. So Miles Español is this way of producing these musicians who play with Miles playing Spanish music. It's that kind of mindset.
Instruments ranging from flamenco guitar to Galician bagpipes from northern Spain, accordion, some strange Moroccan instruments. It's a real mixture.
It's always been a tradition to get the influence from these cultures and then write pieces that create a bridge for jazz musicians to build off of.
Spanish culture has the rhythm and the harmony and the melodic element that really comes to fore with jazz. Because jazz is improvisational, so you can mend and move and bend things around to where you get the desired result.
Creo que el jazz y el flamenco tienen mucho que ver, ¿no? Tiene mucha comunicación.
It takes a certain element of eccentricity to create something that nobody else can do. And Bob is that beautiful. He's got a beautiful mind. You never know what's going to happen.
You know, in the original sketches, Miles went da 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 da. So what I want to do is take that groove you were working on in 7, that thing.
Yeah.
So the last groove will be that thing you were working on, and then da 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 da.
The original idea for arrangement of the Rodrigo was to actually have someone play mute trumpet right off the top of the piece, and immediately we said, "Whoa, that's too parallel. It's too close to what was happening in the original."
With the Rodrigo especially, it's just the melody. And everything after that is superfluous. It's one of the most beautiful melodies ever written. So I thought, well, let's just do the melody, and let's do it on instruments that can play the melody, and so you can hear it. So that means keep it down. So originally the big band was there, but it died because it would have overpowered the beauty of those instruments. When you hear the oud, you hear it pick. I like orchestration. That's one thing I really love to do, is combine instruments. And over the years, I've been able to combine different instruments, not traditional big band or orchestra sounds, to get a sonority that fits the textures I'm looking for. It's really painting with humans. They're color, they do something. And so in a way, this is a narrative. It's a narrative of the history of Spanish music, the Berber culture, the mixing of cultures, and the expulsion of the cultures into the New World, represented by everybody here.
That was fantastic. Great. It's sounding wonderful.
You have the Miles Davis guys who want to play this kind of music.
You're here.
And you have the guys who play this kind of music wanting to play with the Miles Davis guys.
Morning.
How you feeling?
I'm great, man.
Good.
First person I talked to was Chick, of course, and he said, I'm in.
The thing that I think was a great catalyst, it was he asked myself and others to compose something new. Didn't just take something that was already done by Miles and kind of reconstruct it. I thought that was a way to go, because then you get a really present time contemporary look from people who knew and loved Miles and understood his music, how they, me and others, expressed themselves through this Afro-Spanish culture.
And then on a hunch, I called Jack. And then he mentioned Chano.
First time I heard Chano Domingos, the Spanish pianist, was at the Cuban Jazz Festival, and was really delighted with what he was doing of integrating the flamenco concept into the jazz playing.
So I had to get a hold of Chano, and then that's when it started snowballing.
I am glad to be here. My friend. Yeah.
Yo estoy muy contento por estar a trabajar con los grandes músicos que me he encontrado, como Alex Acuña, como John Benítez, como Jerry González, Sonny Fortune, Sammy Figueroa. Yo creo inolvidable.
When you have 30 musicians that are all coming from different countries, you would tend to think that it would be the most complicated thing in the world, but in reality, it's actually easy.
These musicians are coming from a folk tradition, so their vibe is they don't look at music as a puzzle. They look at it as an experience.
What Bob is doing in these sessions, especially when he gets to small combos and he's not conducting, I think he's letting the musicians display their heart.
No es mi manera habitual de trabajar esta de llegar a un sitio y a ver qué hacemos en un estudio de grabación. Es una cosa que no la hacía yo desde que era joven. Me recuerda a mis épocas de músico hippie, ¿no? Esta grabación tiene un punto de hippie que es agradable, ¿no?
We're having fun. And I think that that's really transporting itself into this CD. And I think people are going to hear that aspect too. It's very emotional, you know, but very comical too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure. It's amazing. You know? None of this stuff sounds anything like Miles Davis's music. It sounds like what happens when you take the seed and watch it grow. So these musicians who play with Miles have grown to the point where they can adapt and play comfortably with musicians from all over the world. And in a way, that's the tribute to Miles.